Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Coach Matt over here, Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. Guys, before we get into today's video, because it's a question that everybody asks, I wanted to just once more let you know about the overnight throwing camp that we're doing at Allegheny College in Western Pennsylvania. We've got a fantastic crop of coaches that are going to be out there with you. It's a very limited availability because of the dorms that we're staying in. There's only so many spots that we have available. Until the end of May, we have a special going on. It's $40 off, so it's a cheaper price. It's like a 15% discount. Really, really cheap. Camp that's going to have some unbelievable coaches, unbelievable college, coaches, but also you're going to have some time there to really get to know other throwers in the area and to really get some good one-on-one and small group attention from some of the best coaches in the area. So click the link below. Make sure to check it out. If it's something that you're interested in, you can always email me with any questions, but all the information's right there on the website. All right, so right now, we've got to go through a question for you. And this question is one that I get asked all the time, especially this time of year where we're near the end of the season. And a lot of the people that are still throwing right now are the better throwers out there. And the question is, Coach Matt, why do I always throw better at practice? Why is it that at practice I'm throwing 150 feet in discus, and when I get to a meet, I've only done 140? Why, when I get to outside of practice, I'm throwing the shot 50 feet, and the best I'm doing at practice is 47, 48? Why am I throwing javelin 150 feet, 160 feet, and I'm only doing 130, 140 during a meet? Well, let's go through this. First of all, and this is something that's very important, something I hope everyone does, when you are at practice, you are properly warmed up. Now, more than likely, this is what's going on. When you get to practice, you have a general team warm-up. Then you do maybe a more specified warm-up, a couple of other exercises or drills out at the circle. You take, if you say you're doing 30 throws a day, and we're talking about shot put, you're going to do about 7 to 8 standing throws. You're going to do about 7 to 8 different glide drills or rotational drills to help you through. And then you're going to have probably another 13, 14 throws that are going to be working on your full glide. Now, where's your best throws coming in? Your best throws are coming in the middle of practice, the middle of your 30 throws. So when you're already about 15 throws in and you start doing your glides, that is where you're doing your best throws, when you're 15 throws in. Not to mention, you may have already done drills or you may have already done other things that are going to specifically help you for that event before you even got in the circle and through. So that's a reason why a lot of you are throwing a lot better at practice than you throw at meets. What's another reason? Another reason why you throw better at practice is because you're comfortable. You're relaxed. You're used to the circle. You're surrounded by your friends. You're surrounded by your teammates. Your coach is there. You're relaxed and you are effortlessly going through practice and you are launching big throws. So that's another reason. The third reason is this: your brain. For a lot of people out there, when you are at practice, again, you're relaxed. There's no competition. There's no nerves. There's no butterflies in your stomach. You're not worried about what other schools are there because it's just you and your buddies. You're not worried about who else is going to be there. You're not worried about winning. You're not worried about throwing a PR. And that's why when you're at practice, you're throwing so well. So what does that tell us about your meets? What does that tell us about what you should be doing? Well, first of all, when you get to a track meet, you need to make sure that you warm up. Now, a warm up at a track meet does not mean that you do a couple of arm swings, you take your 3 or 4 warm-up throws before your actual flight starts, and you're warmed up. We want a good, active warm-up, similar to what you should be doing before practice. I like to see about a 15-minute warm-up from my athletes before they get in the meet, before they get in the circle at the meet and throw. Then I'd like to see if maybe they can find a quiet spot. Maybe it's an extra throwing circle at the school. Maybe it's the far end of the parking lot where they can take their warm-up throws before the warm-up throws actually start. That way, when they get in the circle, they can concentrate on the circle. They can concentrate on, just working on the full throws. And by the time the trials and the finals go off, they actually are warmed up and they're throwing their best throws. Too many times I hear people say, well, after the meet, I hung around. After the meet, I stuck around and I was throwing PRs. Man, I don't know why. I know why. You're not warming up properly. So at a track meet, you have to make sure that you warm up properly. Also at the track meet, you have to make sure that you are relaxed. you have to make sure that you are basically treating it like another day of practice. Relax. Make sure that when you get in that circle, you're not worried about anything else. You're not worried about your friends. You're not worried about who else is in your flight. You're not worried about qualifying for the next meet. That you are just getting in there and treating it like another day of practice. Make sure that you are relaxed. Make sure that you are not trying to force or overdo it. Get in there, relaxed, and throw. And the third thing that we have to talk about, guys, and this is something that is extremely, extremely important when you get to a meet, is that you have to keep your head in check. Now, what does that mean? That means that before you start to throw, about half an hour before, you go find a quiet place and you relax and you try to think of what you're there to do. You start to envision the perfect throw in your head. You start to picture and try to feel what it's going to feel like to get that nice, effortless throw, to win that meet, to throw a PR. You start to think of these things and you start to get your mind right. So not just relaxation of your body, but relaxation of your mind. Make sure that you're confident going in. Don't let things that you can't control get in your way. Yeah, the circle sucks. Who cares? The circle's got a big dip in it. Who cares? Guess what? Everyone's going to be throwing out of that circle. Oh, it's a little cold out. It's a little rainy out. Guess what? It's a little cold and it's a little rainy for everybody. Oh, if you throw down the left sector, it goes a little uphill, right around 130 feet. Well, who cares? Don't throw it down the left sector. You should know if you're at this time of year and you're a championship caliber, championship level thrower, you need to do those things. You need to get your mind right and don't be a head case. You need to get your body right and make sure that you are relaxed and that you are breathing and that you are doing everything possible to treat it like another day of practice, and you need to get your warm-up correct. If you can do those three things at a meet, if you take the time, if you're not screwing around with your friends, if you're not chasing girls, if you're not eating hot dogs, if you're not eating or doing whatever the heck it is that you normally do at a track meet, and treat it like it's a job. Treat it like it's something that you're there to do, that there's a mission that you need to accomplish. If you can do that, everybody, you are all going to be hitting PRs. You are all going to be doing your best at your track meets. So hopefully you guys take this into consideration when you go to your meets. It's championship time of year, so there's a lot of bigger meets going on. We've got our class championships this weekend. We've got our last chance qualifier the last weekend in May. And June 1st is our state championship weekend. So we only have a couple weeks of track left, and we want to make sure that people are doing their best, and I'm giving them every ounce of information that I can to make sure that they are doing well at their meets and trying to dominate the competition. Once again, guys, if you are interested, click the link below. We want you guys to click the link, learn more about the Overnight Pennsylvania camp. First time that Primal's ever doing a 3-day overnight camp. We've got some of the best coaches in the area who are going to be there. You can read all their bios. They are phenomenal. We've got people that have gone to Olympic trials. One guy sent 34 or 35 people, or had 34 or 35 All-Americans. And the other one has just been dominating the area for the past 7 years. And his throwers have been just doing phenomenal. On top of that, oh yeah, he's a junior Olympic coach. So we have some phenomenal coaching. We have some phenomenal people that are there to help you and make sure that you are doing the best possible. Everybody else is going to be taking the summer off. Make sure you get to camp, improve, and then next year, when indoor season rolls around, when track season rolls around, you'll be throwing monster PRs the first day of practice, not the last day of practice. All right, guys? Constant improvement, that's the name of the game. Get your head right, get your body right, get warmed up, and you'll be throwing more PRs out there at the big meets. Talk to you soon.